Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you what was meant to be episode number 13 of our F1 2015 career mode with Carlos Sainz. And given the fact that I've started the video in this sense and with actual qualifying footage in the background, I can tell you guys are wondering, Niran, what on earth is going on? This must be quite serious. Because there's no qualifying report. Usually I'd show the qualifying report, you know, in like 30 seconds from now. The issue is quite extensive, unfortunately. Only for this race. It's not something that's going to affect the... Well, it will affect the series, but, like, not... It won't prevent me from making videos in the future. But we'll get onto it in a little bit later. But this video will not be the usual type of F1 2015 career mode video. And I am massively apologetic for that, because I sat down a few days ago and thought, right, this video is going to go up on Monday. Science career mode for the subscribers. That's fine. That's all going to be great. So I planned for this video to go up, you know, on Monday, and I haven't really had a chance to actually get you a video that's actually going to be like you would usually see. So we're in qualifying, that's fine. Now, the backstory is, I had to quit the race because my Elgato stopped working. So I pressed quit to main menu, and I started the race again. Not too bad, only lost half an hour of footage. It saved qualifying. The alarm bell started ringing when I saw this on the strategy screen. 176 minutes being the estimated race time. Well, I've seen a glitch like that before. That's not too bad. But first, well, I mean, the first main thing, why is there no prime stint suggested on my strategy? And also, why am I being told to pit on lap 0 for a new set of option tyres? That already had my mind sort of thinking, well, what the hell is going on here? So the race is about to start now. 5 lights are on, and they're off, and all that sort of stuff. There you can see Valtteri Bottas has got a decent start. We're going to fast forward the majority of this first lap, because the actual first lap itself isn't the issue. It's what happens at the end of the first lap, which is the issue. And I'm sure quite a few of you guys are actually starting to probably be able to guess what is actually going to happen at the end of this lap, given what came up on the strategy. And I'm going to warn you, I'm going to have a rant about this at the end of the video. Not just about this race and what happened, but also about this game as a whole. Because what is going to happen in this race is unacceptable and has basically stolen a usual, you know, sort of science career video from you. Nevertheless, we're coming around the third to last corner, and now the penultimate corner. All is looking fine, apart from when all the AI cars stream into the pit lane at the end of the first lap. So that's already not ideal. I obviously didn't think I needed to pit at the end of the first lap because, you know, you don't usually pit at the end of the first lap. So we're suffering a bit of a lack of grip, and I noticed that when we're on lap 2, and I looked at my damage gauge in terms of tyre wear, and all the tyres were orange after a lap and a half. We've not even finished lap 2 yet, and I've got no grip because my tyres are completely worn on my options set. We've got Nico Hülkenberg behind, because I forgot to mention about everyone apart from 5 cars were affected by this glitch straight away. And Kvyat, Ericsson, and the 2 Force Indias were those 2 cars. Now, here's my theory, okay? Here's my theory as to why this happened as we come in for a set of prime tyres at the end of lap 2. My theory is, this race that I'd started, the game thought I was continuing from the race I'd had to quit. Now, I had to quit the race because my Elgato stopped working. So I quit to main menu, I went back on championship season mode, and I started a new separate race. I didn't press restart session, I started a separate race. Therefore, there's no reason why this race should have any linkage to the last one, but what I think was, what happened was, it just put me on the same tyres that I'd actually been on, or it gave me the same set of tyres. It basically forgot to reset the tyres, the tyre sets, after I did the race, well, or after the race that I had to quit, because of my Elgato footage corrupting. And it's done the same for the AI cars, because as you can see, more AI cars are coming in at the end of lap 4, and I can tell you that about 12 of the AI cars came in on every single lap for the first 12 laps. There you can see NASA and Valtteri Bottas already going down by a lap to me, and I'm in 8th place. That's how many times they pitted. By about lap 14, this is how the race director looked. Marcus Ericsson was leading, with me in 2nd, Nico Rosberg in 3rd, and as you can see, Ricciardo 9 pit stops, Vettel 8. Everyone from Bottas down has made 10 or 11 pit stops, and it just ruined the race. It just completely ruined the race. I mean, how am I meant to make a serious video out of, well, a video that's meant to be part of a series when this is happening. Now, a few interesting things did actually happen during the race, including this crash with the already 2 laps down Sebastian Vettel, going through the Singapore sling, and then him getting smacked into by Valtteri Bottas. That broke my front wing slightly, so I actually had to come in a few laps later. As you can see, this is the aerial shot. It looked like quite a cool incident, that's why I decided to show it you. But Vettel just clipping the inside of the wall and then hitting me. So I decided to come in at the end of that lap, or the end of the next lap actually, I think it was, to change my front wing, because I had broken a bit of it. You know, I calculated I had 2 more sets of prime tyres, even from the race last time that I did. And I put a new set of prime tyres on, and they didn't change the tyres. They miraculously, however, changed the front wing without giving me a new front wing, but didn't change my tyres. So there we go. That's fantastic. On lap 21, they haven't changed my tyres. On the next lap, I thought, you know what, bun it, I'll try again. And again, they put an already used set of tyres on lap 22. So now I'm in the glitch. Now I'm stuck in this never-ending cycle of being given constantly worn tyres like the AI cars were earlier. In the end, I managed to stick on a set of option tyres, which for some reason weren't worn, despite me in the race before this, the one I had to quit, despite the fact that all my option tyres were used in that race, and I managed to go to the end, although I did get in a battle with Daniel Kvyat, which ended in him taking me out down towards lap 3, I think it was. It broke my entire front wing. I did manage to coast home to 4th, but rather predictably, Danny Kvyat didn't even get a warning for that accident or a penalty, which is, of course, what you would expect after him taking me out on the back straight. So, basically, what this video has turned into is somewhat of a rant about the game in general, and a bit of an apology at the fact that that is the Singapore Grand Prix. There was nothing I could do. I knew, given my theory, if I restarted it again, if I pressed quit to main menu and went back on again, the issue would be amplified by, 4 times, 5 times, because then, I've used even more tyre sets in that version of the race. Therefore, I'm not going to have, a crap ton of tyre sets when I try restarting it again. So I'm sure you're wondering what I'm going to do with the results here, because the fact Marcus Ericsson's won the race is wholly, well, it's unfair. I know they're other CPUs at the end of the day. They're not going to have feelings about it, but at the end of the day, if Nico Rosberg coming second wins in the championship when Lewis Hamilton was severely affected by some sort of glitch in Singapore, that's not going to be very helpful, is it? And me coming 4th when Valtteri Bottas only came 7th, Daniel Ricciardo only came 9th, and Massa only came 12th, also affects my position in the championship. So I've decided to completely rule out the results we got here. You can see the results. Ericsson won for some reason from Rosberg and Kvyat. I'm going to completely disregard those results, and we'll just move on to, I think it's Japan next, isn't it? We'll move on to Japan or Sochi, I can't remember which one it is, as if this race just never happened. As if it never happened, I'll have to make up a custom table of results or for the championship. But obviously it's extremely annoying, it's extremely inconvenient, and it's extremely annoying for you guys watching, and I understand that. And because I it's been 2 weeks since the last time I gave you a science career video, and when I try and record one, I get this utter shambles of a game. And that's just how it is. What I will do to make up for it from my end is I'll give you another science career video next week. So there won't be a 2-week wait as there usually would be. It would just be 1 week. So I'll get Japan or Sochi or whatever race it is. I think it's Japan. That will be next week. Not next week. It'll be like a week from now, 7 days from now. But this whole race just sort of impacted in my mind, right? We had this patch, I think it was 3 weeks ago, a super patch that was meant to fix all the issues offline and online. And this gameplay was obviously well after the patch had come out, and clearly this patch has caused yet more issues. I mean, look at that. Everyone from 7th downwards made 11 pit stops in a 31-lap race around Singapore. 11 pit stops. How ridiculous is that? I would have loved to have used the results, but I know it would have been unfair. And I would have loved to have made like a jovial video about this, or made up a storyline and scripted slightly. But I couldn't. What can I do when the game gives me that? What can I do when a game that's meant to have been fixed? It's 6 months after the game came out. 6 whole months after the game came out. And I'm still getting stuff like this. I'm still getting stuff like this that's ruining videos left, right, and centre. And basically, at this point, F1 2016, It hasn't been announced yet. It probably will be announced within the next 3 months. But if you haven't already decided that you're not going to pre-order F1 2016, let me coerce you into not pre-ordering this game. Okay, I want to look out for your best interests. Okay, as my viewers, and as someone who actually makes videos on this game, I know it's quite extraordinary to hear. Please do not pre-order or go out and buy F1 2016 for the sake of saving 50 quid, potentially, until you've seen hard evidence that this game is good. Now, I'm not going to pre-order this game. I want to wait until I see that this game is good enough. Okay, I will watch other YouTubers, and maybe 2 or 3 days after the game's come out, if I think the game is at least fully functioning, I will go out and buy the game and make videos on it. But I'm not going to get it first day. I'm not going to pre-order the game. And that, coming from me, as someone who's bought F1 games since like 2001, I don't really want to go out and buy F1 2016, pre-order it. I've wasted 50 quid. If I wasn't a YouTuber, just thinking about this as a casual player of games, right? If I wasn't a YouTuber, if I didn't make YouTube videos that involved F1, I would have gone out and bought this game and just completely wasted 50 quid, because I know I would have handed it in 4 months ago. I would have taken it back to game about 4 or 5 months ago after I realised it just isn't functioning at all. Codemasters have just made a pile of crap of a video game. And I would have taken it back, and I wouldn't have it right now. The only reason I still have this game is because I make videos on it. So I can't imagine for some people watching this video how cheated you feel out of 50 quid. That you bought the game, you pre-ordered it like the day it came out or whatever, and you spent £50 on a game that still actually fundamentally doesn't work 6 months later. At least with games like Project Cars, they fixed it like 2 or 3 months later. 6 months down the line, we're halfway to the next F1 game coming out. There's no point. They might as well just leave it. You might as well leave it as the shambolic mess that it is now, because what's the point? No one, I don't know anyone who plays this game still, unless they're a YouTuber or they're a league racer. No one plays this game casually anymore, and it's still broken. So how is someone going to pick it up 9 months later, think, oh yeah, at least this game's fixed now, and start playing? It's not going to happen. There's no point. You wouldn't do that. So basically, my words to you are, do not go out and pre-order F1 2016. Don't buy it at all until you've seen, because this year we didn't even get any gameplay from Codemasters, and already, I mean, I know, what is it? What's the word? Hindsight is a good friend, but it realistically, when I saw the fact that Codemasters themselves hadn't released any gameplay of this actual game before releasing it, I probably should have realised it was going to be an absolute mess. But I didn't, and no one else did. And I think this time, if that happens again, I would strongly suggest not buying the game. Wait until they've released gameplay. Wait until you've seen official gameplay from events or whatever, or another YouTuber playing the game, and then go and buy the game if you are sufficiently happy with what you see. But that's pretty much it from the rant from me, to be honest with you. Again, I have to apologise in the fact that you've been cheated out of episode number... It had to be episode number 13, obviously. Unlucky number 13. That you've been cheated out of watching a normal Sainz career video 2 weeks after the last one. So I do have to apologise for that. But I don't feel as if there was anything I could have done that wouldn't have just made the issue worse. So I decided against it. So I just decided to move on. We'll just forget this result ever happened. But just remember what I said at the end of the video. I hope at least there was some battling with Danny Kvyat on the last lap, and then him taking me out. And I mean, that's another issue, isn't it, at the end of the day? The penalty system. Everything about the game is just awful. Absolutely awful, apart from the AI and apart from the looks of the game. Because everything else just fundamentally doesn't work. The fact that Kvyat didn't get a penalty, Vettel didn't get a penalty. I actually got a warning for the collision with Kvyat, despite him running into the back of me down the back straight. I mean, what did I do? What did I do to even deserve a warning for that? I mean, the point is, anyway, the issue is this game's broken, and don't go out and buy F1 2016 unless you've seen hard evidence. 14 minutes of a rant video, wow. That's pretty much it, I would suggest. I apologise, but you will see... I think it's Japan is the next round of the season. You'll see Japan in a week from now when you're watching this. So Monday, hopefully, this video's come out. And yeah, that is it from a pretty annoyed me. You don't have to like this video because at the end of the day, you're probably expecting something different. I mean, subscribe if you want to see, hopefully, some fully functioning F1 content in the future. And comment about your opinions on this game as well, as maybe a viewer or a fellow YouTuber. Yeah, also my words of advice go out to YouTubers as well. If you're a YouTuber, you know who you are watching this, and you're not actually sure whether you want to make F1 videos on the next game, or you want to get it straight away, don't. You're still in the same boat. You're still a paying customer, and Codemasters just simply do not deserve our money. But nevertheless, it's been not really much of a pleasure literally ranting at you today. But nevertheless, I hope you have a good day. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.